So if you're getting traffic to your website, but you're not making sales, or you want to try and make a few $1,000s extra every single month from a simple automation without doing any additional work, then this video is for you. Make sure you watch the entire thing because there's a lot of value packed into this. But basically, the problem that we have in the business, if we're getting like a 0.5% conversion rate, is, well, first of all, we should be getting a 1.5 to 2.5% conversion rate. So if our conversion rate is too low, then the main thing we need to do is actually go ahead and get more data, find out why people aren't buying. And I've actually categorized this a little bit more. So basically, depending on what step in the funnel a customer is on, they are going to have questions that can only be accessed from certain pages of your website. So for example, the top of funnel, anybody who's just visiting your website. These are people who've come from your advertising and they have just got like, they have no idea what it is that you're selling. That's what the website's for. That's what your sales page is for. It's designed to convert the people who visit the page into customers. It's designed to market to them, understand their pain points, and show them that your product is the solution to their problem. Now, excluding the fact that you need to make sure that this traffic is actually targeted traffic, these people will still have a lot of questions before they purchase. And typically the easiest way of answering these problems is with an FAQ page. And that's kind of like more middle of funnel. These are people who are almost ready to buy your product, but they have a few questions left over. And then we've got the customers in the bottom of funnel, people who have already bought your product. Maybe, for example, you have a software or you have like a course or something, and people need to understand how to use that product, then those are going to be people who need access to like training documents or video transcripts. I'm going to show you how we can use all of this information combined with a brain, essentially an AI brain, using ChatIQ AI, which is the top link down below in the description. This is the software that we're going to be using to do this to increase our conversion rates. So very, very simply, here's how it works. The biggest problem you have in your business right now is when somebody is on the middle of funnel or they're ready to purchase, they then have to leave that checkout page to go and find additional information. That is it. If they're on your product page or if they're on your checkout form or wherever they are and they're ready to hand you their card information, but they have an additional question, then they need to go ahead and find your FAQ page, or they need to email you to find out what the problem is, or they need to book in for a call. And the more things you put in the way here, the more friction points, the less likely you are to make that sale, and the higher the chances of your conversion rate dropping below 1% conversion rate and sort of heading down to sort of the 0.5% conversion rates. So how do we solve this problem? Well, it all comes down to basically just giving access to information as quickly as possible. And there are a lot of contentious points about this, but we're going to do this in the form of an AI chatbot. Okay, and the reason we're going to do an AI chatbot is because most of these questions that people have are very, very simple questions and very, very repetitive questions. And we're like a small business here. We're trying to make a few $1,000s in additional income for our business. So we don't want to be spending thousands of dollars on like real support teams to sit there on chatbots responding day in, day out to the same question over and over again, when we can automate a lot of this using an AI. And there are people who will say that AI conversations are not good enough increasing conversion rates. So I'm going to show you how you can create a conversation with an AI which is mimicking a human conversation. It's going to replicate your brand's voice and it's going to increase conversion rates. So essentially what we do is we take all the information from our website, blog pages, FAQs, training documents, video transcripts, and we turn it into a knowledge base. So this knowledge base, we're basically going to create multiple chatbots from. So for example, here, we're just going to turn this whole thing into one chatbot. All of this information, maybe what we'll do is we'll have two chatbots. Okay, we'll have one chatbot which is going to be the internal chatbot, which is going to be stuff like the training documents and video transcripts, and we're going to put that here. But we're going to have another chatbot which is going to be mostly for the website. This is like going to increase our conversion rates, and this is what we're focusing on. So this stuff here is basically it's an AI that's able to read all of this data. Every single question that somebody will have about your business should be able to be answered by reading the website. The problem is you've got thousands of pages on your website and it takes a user or a customer an incredible amount of time to find that information. So if we can feed all of this information into one central database and allow the user to converse with that database, they can not only get instant answers to their questions, but they can get answers tailored to their specific problem. So how does this actually work? Well, like I said, we're going to be using ChatIQ. So if you click the top link down below, you can get started. You get a 2-week free trial, input your credit card details. You're not going to be charged for 2 weeks. Then after that, it's $30 a month. And it's going to allow us to build a very cool little chatbot which can answer users' questions. And it can also handle support tickets. And I've gone through other videos on that in the past. So let me just show you an example of this. when you set up your chatbot, you can actually put in pre-filled questions that people could ask, right? So one of the ones that I've set up on our chatbot is, why should I use ChatIQ? People are coming to the website, they want to know what it is, and they want to know how and why they should use it. So now what it's going to do is it's going to go to every single page on the website. It's reading all of the visible text on this website. And then from that information, it's then going to craft a response. So you can see here, you should use ChatIQ because it offers a unique chatbot building experience, blah, 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 right? So it's using all the information from the website and it's able to tailor it specifically to me. So let's do another example. So I'm going to ask it, for example, I have a cafe. How can ChatIQ help me if I have it on my website? Now, when you actually use ChatIQ, when you're in the software, you can create multiple chatbots. But the really cool thing is you can actually adjust those responses. So we're going to see what it comes up with. And if we decide that we don't like this response, we can actually tailor and change this response to make sure it's consistent every single time. But we can say by embedding ChatIQ onto your website, you can provide a convenient way for your customers to get information about a cafe, such as opening hours, location. Additionally, you can tailor your chatbots to engage with customers in a way that reflects your cafe's branding and style. So it understands this specific use case, right? The AI is able to use the source information from my website and understand my question and tailor its response specific to this customer. So that's going to inherently increase conversion rates. It means that users can, customers can get answers to their questions a lot easier. They don't have to read the website and then interpret it for their own use case, for example. They can read the website, or they can just talk to the chatbot and it can tell them if it's good for them or not. Now, if you decide that you want to change these responses, you can actually come into the chatbot, and this is the playground area. So we're going to take the same question. I'm just going to copy this. And the chatbot on our website, this is the one here we're using, and it's going to give us a few more options in the playground, and you can see just how quickly it responds. This is because it caches the data. So now it's creating its own internal memory, and as we use it, the more we use it, the more we can actually adjust and fine-tune our chatbot. So for example, what we could do here is we could say, right, we actually want to add a new line like that, and we're going to add a new line here. We can format this in whichever way we want. And also, if you need further assistance, please submit a support ticket. And we're just going to do that. So this is the phrase that's needed to show this button. So I've now I've rewritten the response, and you can see here I've rounded out. So we've now got actual bullet points. We've got steps. That is going to help people, get access to the information much easier. But also, here's the really cool thing: the chatbot understands that, well, first of all, if that user needs any additional help, they can actually email support. But they can also submit a support ticket if they want to get extra information. So it's tailoring its responses to that customer. So now that customer who's coming in, who's unsure about purchasing the product, who has to then go ahead and find the FAQ page and look to see if that question or answer is on that page, they don't have to do that anymore. They can just ask the chatbot. Cool. So really, really quickly, really finally, what else can this thing do for our business, and how is this going to help us make more money? Because I did make an outlandish claim that's going to save us, $20,000 a year in our business. And the way it's basically doing that is by saving us time, right? So this chatbot, if we go to the data feed, has got access to 153,000 words. So imagine, for example, if you had a live support chatbot on your website. You now have to have not only the full-time salary of somebody who is sitting there responding to those questions, whether that's you, obviously your time is valuable, or that is an employee that you're paying an hourly wage to respond to users' questions. And don't forget, right, there could be hours in the day where nobody's sending in questions. You've got one question an hour, and then there could be hours in the day where you've got 100 questions coming in. So it's very unpredictable, and it's very, very difficult to actually manage. Not to mention that you then need to train that employee up. That employee needs to read 153,000 words and get access to that information, download it into their brain, and work out how to sort of use that in responding to customers. And you've got to make sure that they're responding correctly every single time. And it's incredibly difficult to do, time consuming and expensive. And considering that they're just answering very basic questions, this can all be automated by an AI that can read 153,000 words, learn this information in less than 10 minutes, and can be inputted onto your website and give consistent replies every single time. This is a significant improvement. This is a much better result for your business. And when I say it's consistent responses, by building its own custom memory, the chatbot is able to use this response once. If you like it, it will keep it. If you don't like it, you can remove it from the cache, or you can adjust the response manually, and it will use that response in its next reply. So you can make sure that the chatbot isn't making things up. And there's a whole load of other things that you can do, fixing hallucinations and other things in ChatIQ. So If you want to get started, like I say, the link is down below in the description. You can build your own custom chatbot. You can tailor it to your business, your own custom branding. You can actually gather and categorize support tickets, which I've gone through in other videos. And all of this you can do for free for 2 weeks, just to put your credit card details in. It's $30 a month. After that, you can cancel anytime in the app.